How long does it take to sing an operatic high C? The amount of time it takes to train to sing high C depends on several limiting factors, including your age, vocal range, strength, and your vocal technique. A tenor's range typically reaches its full maturity between the ages of 26 and 28. For teenagers and young adults, mastering high C can be challenging for most tenors because their voices aren't fully mature yet. While I have met some exceptional tenors in their early 20s who can sing high C, it is pretty rare. The few tenors who I know who could sing high C in their early 20s had unusually high voices, passaggi around G4 or G-sharp 4, sufficient strength in the arytenoids, and an amazing vocal technique from their voice teachers. Older tenors, typically between the ages of 60 and 80, may experience a loss of range in the upper register. Although there are some older singers who can still sing high C, it is rare. Placido Domingo, for example, continues to perform, but primarily in a baritone range. Pavarotti's voice also exhibited changes near the end of his career. I saw Jose Carreras when he was singing at Carnegie Hall, and he sang La Donna Immobile, and it was transposed down a fifth. The peak period for a tenor to sing high C is generally considered to be in the late 20s through the 50s. Some tenors are naturally gifted with exceptionally wide vocal ranges, while others possess somewhat limited ranges. Some tenors are categorized as high tenors, while others are referred to as low tenors. The vocal range of an operatic tenor typically spans from C3 to C5. The position of the passaggio, a particularly challenging section of the voice, determines whether a tenor is classified as a high tenor or a low tenor. For example, a tenor with a passaggio around F4 will be considered a low tenor, while a tenor whose passaggio is around F sharp will be considered a medium tenor, and a tenor that has a passaggio around G or G sharp will be considered a high tenor. Both low and high tenors can sing high C, but the quality of the high Cs will differ. For example, listen to the difference between Corelli, who is a dramatic tenor, and Pavarotti, who is a lyric tenor. Strength can be a limiting factor in singing high C. Regardless of the vocal technique, if the arytenoid muscles lack the necessary musculature to sustain the breath pressure, the voice will break on high C. Vocal technique can also be a limiting factor. Approaching high C incorrectly with improper positioning or breath pressure can result in a high C not being there or of poor quality. Personally, high B and C feel much different than G sharp, A, and B flat. It is like when I'm driving my car and I need to change it to a higher gear. For me, high G sharp, A, and B flat are like fifth gear, and B and C feel like it's in sixth gear. Not all cars have a sixth gear, and likewise, not all tenors have the capacity to sing high B or C. To identify the reasons why a tenor can't sing high C, as an assessment of age, range, strength, and technique is necessary. This assessment will help pinpoint the factors that may be hindering the ability to sing high C. When I was young, I could only sing an F at the top of the staff when I was a freshman in college. And when I was a sophomore, I could sing a G. And when I was a junior, I could sing a G sharp. And when I was a senior, I could sing an A. And during my master's degree program at the Manhattan School of Music, I was able to sing a B flat. Years later, I was able to sing a performable high C, but it took a lot of time to train that. These factors contributed to my limitations in singing high C at the time. My age, I was in my teens to early 20s. At range, while I possessed a wide range, I was a lower tenor. And during my years, I actually trained as a baritone. And my strength, in my early 20s, definitely my arytenoid muscles lacked the strength to keep the adduction going on the high C. My technique, it took me several years to identify the optimal positioning for achieving high B and C. Allow me to introduce you to one of my students. Tim initially believed he was a baritone when he first came to me, and he sang bass 1 in choir. However, it is likely that he was always a tenor, but lacked the vocal technique and strength to sing in the upper register. He received some singing lessons when he was young, but had limited formal training until he began working with me. Currently, he's in his mid-40s. When Tim started voice lessons with me, his vocal range was limited to F4, near the passaggio. By expanding his range and strengthening his arytenoids, I was able to help him achieve a solid high A and B flat within approximately 2 years. After about 3 years of dedicated training, he was able to sing a performable high C.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I got it.
it's kind of like the Three Bears.
Yep,
right?
yep.
Too much, too little,
That was
just
too little.
right. Okay,
Yeah.
that was too little.
Yeah.
Okay, now we need a little bit more. Okay, Three Bears. Okay, here we go. Just right.
Just right.
Okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Yep, exactly. Hey, that was awesome.
Practice that.
Yeah. So like I said, it's like the window of getting it right.
Yeah.
It's smaller and smaller the higher you go, and so you just need to practice it so that you get it just right every single time. Not too much, not too little, just right. Okay. It's super cool that you can do that though.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, half is like learning to like relax it, but you don't want to be like so relaxed it falls apart, right? It's
Exactly.
Just right. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you need glottal closure, but the actual vocal cord itself is there's some sort of relaxation in the vocal cord.
Because with relax comes the kind of the vibrato, which cleans it up and.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Yep. Because if you a lot of tenors, what they'll do is they'll sing the high C and then they'll grab onto it.
Yeah.
They'll try to adduct, but then like they tighten the vocal cords and then it becomes a straight tone.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it becomes like it's they can sing the pitch, but it's not free. It doesn't sound beautiful. Yeah. Right? It sounds constricted. If you want to learn to sing high C, I would recommend finding a voice teacher who is a tenor who can sing high C himself. I personally learned to sing high C from a tenor. My first two voice teachers were sopranos, and I'm immensely grateful for their instruction and training. But it wasn't until I studied with a tenor who had a high C and who knew how to teach that I was able to sing high C. Thanks for watching my video. Comment below if you have any questions about vocal technique. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next video.